Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of The Advocator, where our mission is to highlight issues in the community that affect society as a whole. And we also like to highlight local artists coming out of the Buffalo, New York area. Today, we have a special guest for you. His name is Hugo Hurt, and he is here to talk with us about his music and some other special things that we're going to get to a little bit later on in the show. Stay tuned.
Hugo, I like your style. Where are you from?
Yo, I'm from down the way. Yo, I'm from down the way. Yo, I'm from down the way. Drop pots down the way. If you're looking for a deal, come shop down the way. We get fly down the way. Puff fly down the way. If you ain't trying to live, you could die down the way.
Welcome back to The Advocator. Today we have a special guest. His name is Hugo Hurt, and he's here to talk with us about his music career and some other things that he will discuss a little bit later on in the show. Before we get started with some of those things, we want to talk to him a little bit about who he is and what he has going on. So, Hugo, thank you for agreeing to be on The Advocator with us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about you. Who are you?
I'm Hugo Hurt. I was born here in Buffalo. I spent a lot of time early in my life traveling. So, I grew up with a very broad view of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, I was exposed to a lot of things growing up, especially a lot of different genres of music.
Mm-hmm.
So that helped me have a real open mind when it came to music. I'm not someone who's real closed-minded. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm someone who enjoys almost every genre of music.
Mm-hmm.
But, hip-hop is my heart. So, hip-hop is something I'm really into. I grew up off of Broadway, downtown Buffalo, Lower East Side. And that's something that inspires me in my music, the things I grew up around, seeing, the people I grew up around, basically everything that I saw growing up and everything that I read and learned about, that's what I encompass in my music.
Okay, so you're an artist. You're a hip-hop artist.
Right.
So what are some things that you want to do with your music?
My main goal is really just to put Buffalo on the map as far as the hip-hop scene. Of course, you want all the riches and the fame, and you want all the accolades as an artist.
We all want the riches and the fame. Yes,
Definitely.
yes.
Definitely want the riches more than the
I
fame.
relate to that. The riches more than the fame. So you don't
Definitely.
really care about, people knowing you. You'd rather just have the money.
I think anyone that comes from the lower end of economics
Mm-hmm.
would definitely rather have the money. Fame
Right.
is not really nothing that's important, but you do want to be, you want the accolades for the work that you do put in.
Right.
So it's not necessarily the fame, but you want people to know that this person did this and did that, and started this or had this idea.
Mm-hmm.
But more so than anything, I want to put Buffalo on the map as a haven for hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
I want to create a sound that's specific to Buffalo.
Mm-hmm. So tell me a little bit about what sets you apart as an artist. Buffalo has a lot of artists coming out of this area. What sets you apart? What makes Hugo Hurt Hugo?
Well, I can honestly say, no disrespect to anyone in particular, anything like that, Everyone, learns from what they see, this and that. But you have a lot of rappers in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
You don't necessarily have a lot of artists. An artist is someone that creates, someone that can look at something or hear something and be inspired by it and create their own version of that. You have a lot of people who just basically recycle things that they hear. They're saying the same things, the same type of hook. They don't have any creativity with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm someone who definitely strives a lot to have a lot of creativity in my music, something original, something that you haven't been heard. Hip hop is 40 years old, so there's nothing new under the sun. But with that being said, it's about recreating that, telling your story, not someone else's story.
Okay. So what are some of the things that you are doing in the community now? Obviously we're waiting for you to really blow and make it big, but what are some of the things that you're doing in the community right now to bring awareness to the community and help the community out as a whole?
It was good you said that, because one thing I've always tried to do is incorporate other talent around myself. And I've always tried to reach out to other artists that I felt were as inspired or as motivated as myself. So one of the projects I'm working on now is called Cypher Saturdays. So I try to be as consistent as possible with it. Our goal was to have it going, every other Saturday for X amount of weeks or months. So we could have, I call it rounds. We was planning on having 8 rounds in this season. We're actually about to do round 7 and 8 coming up. We just had a little holiday hiatus and such because the holidays were going by. But with my Cypher Saturday series, I've been reaching out to at least 2 rappers for every round and incorporating them in that. So sometimes on the round 3 we had, in particular, we used the whole issue with police brutality. We addressed that. Hip hop is about addressing what's going on in society. It seems like everybody's want to talk about, dope and money and girls, yeah,
cars,
right,
yeah,
all the superficial
stuff.
things,
Right.
Which is cool, but that's not the only thing life is about.
Right.
So in round 3, myself, Ballistic Man, and Thugsman, we addressed the whole issue of police brutality, and we spoke about that, and we used our art, which is hip hop, to express how we felt. Art is about expression. So if someone can, you want to go check out Cypher Saturdays, you just type in Hugo Hurt and type in Cypher Saturdays. You can see all the rounds that we got going on with that. You can see all the artists. I've had everyone from Passport Future, Eastside E, my man Doughboy Q, Dave B, Vertigo, like I said, Ballistic Man.
So you've had a number of different, a wide range of talents,
Right.
So that's what you're doing pretty much locally, is to bring awareness to some of the other people who also have the same kind of talent and skill set as you do, just to bring awareness to their art as well.
Bro, yeah, I mean, when you surround yourself with talented people or motivated people, it helps motivate and bring your talent up, and then it's also like, people can benefit. There's people who may not be aware of me, but because I stand next to this person, now they're aware of me and vice versa.
Right. So it's like a cross networking type of thing going on.
Right. Anytime you do a collab on hip hop, it's basically cross promotion.
You said you grew up listening to a wide number of artists and things of that nature who inspired you. Who are some of those artists?
I would say in the last decade or so, definitely Jay-Z, Lil Wayne.
Is Jay-Z someone you kind of model your career? We know you're Hugo Hurt, but
Hugo,
you're Hugo. We're not gonna. There's only one Hugo Hurt.
Right.
But is Jay-Z someone that you look to and you model yourself after a little?
Yeah, I definitely look at a lot of the moves he makes strategically regarding business. Hip hop is about expressing, and it is about a certain level of rebellion to society. But Jay is somebody who I don't never tend to be one of them people that just have rants and just go off. A lot of things cross your mind. Certain things might even agitate you. But
like what?
I mean,
like what's a rant? Can you give us a little bit of a rant real quick? I go off on rants all the time. When I'm talking to people, when I get frustrated, I just go off, and then I just I should give y'all a rant.
You can rant. Go ahead.
No. This is your show.
No.
How about you give us a rant?
I don't know how.
You don't know how to rant?
No.
No? You can't give us something real quick? No, you're just not going to do it. All right, let's move on then.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
Why don't you give us a freestyle? No?
No.
You're not going to do that either?
You can watch the videos on YouTube. We like those views.
That was a plug, just in case.
Hugo Hurt, go to YouTube, type in Hugo Hurt, H-U-G-O.
We were going to get to,
H-U-I-T.
where to find Hugo Hurt, but since you put it out there, we can find you at Hugo Hurt YouTube.
Yeah, just go to YouTube, type in Hugo Hurt, Hugo, Hurt. What else? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We'll plug in later, but
right,
we'll plug in later.
We just had to throw a quick plug in there.
Throw that in there.
We're gonna throw it in there several times.
Make
just
sure
so
the
y'all
lights
don't
was on.
forget.
No.
Correct. Right.
But yeah, as far as like other artists that inspired me, like I inspired from everyone from Bruce Springsteen to Biggie Smalls growing up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I listen to rock. Linkin Park's one of my favorite rock bands. Disturbed. You know what I mean? Some people might be familiar with these bands. Some others might.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, Lil Wayne. I've been listening to Lil Wayne since Juvie first came out with 400 Degrees.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite albums.
Mm-hmm.
But I just remember listening to 400 Degrees, listening to Juvie, and not really even knowing what he was saying because his accent was so strong, and actually like just disregarding it, like, oh, this is trash. But a week later, I'm running around saying, huh, like Juvie, you know what I mean? So listening to that and just listening to his story and from his environment, from where he was at, that just inspired me. Maybe like I want to tell my story one day. I want to tell what Buffalo is like. I want to tell people.
What is your story? You know, we've been talking about your music and things of that nature. We started off talking about a little bit about your background.
Right.
But who are you? What's your story?
I just practice RNS every day. It's an acronym.
Mm-hmm. And we know what it is. Well,
you can't say that on TV, but you know, it's just about being real, authentic. I'm the type of person that I would never say nothing behind no one's back I want to say to their face.
Right.
I'm not the type of person that, you know, sprinkles my story to make it sound better.
Right.
I'm not someone like, you know, a lot of people in music, they talk about, you know, cars and things that they never acquired.
Right.
They don't even know the price to.
But are they talking about it because if you talk about it, then you possibly get there and achieve that?
It's one thing to have, like, you know, that's called the power of the law of attraction. You know what I mean? You want to think those things and work towards those things. You want to plan for them things, but you don't want to sit here and say that you're in something.
Hold that thought for me.
All right.
Okay, we're going to take a real quick break. Thank you for watching The Advocator. We'll be back in a minute with the second part of our show.
Jungle gotta stand after you stumble, tower after you tumble, build after you crumble, score after you fumble. My jungle concrete, on your fist, palms and feet. Heart never was weak, cap nap never was sleep. I grew up having beef with the judge, the DAs and the CEOs. Them lying mouth, felt a certain way by Leos. Tigers in solitary, we born to stand alone. So I roll harder than flat tires, word of survivor, the eye of the tiger is like the eye of the storm. I send a calm, but our posture say it's on. They know this we snatching it, rip heads detaching it, ain't no rematching it. We ratchet in the ratchets, rat it. So careful when you round my neck of the woods, cause if you slip, they might find your neck in the woods. Cat eyes glow in the dark, first line from the bottom to the top of the chart. They say time is money, did a lot in a year. So we're the finish line, cause we taking it there. I was told watch the throne, kings only sit in the chair. The beat, my battle cry, but I ain't dropping a tear. Yeah, I rose from the ashes, put my fists in the air. Hugo hurt, hear my roar, cause the champion.
Welcome back to The Advocator. We are here with Hugo Hurt. Before we took our break, we were talking with Hugo Hurt a little bit about who he is as a person. And I want to finish up that conversation, and then we're going to get into exactly what he's doing now as an artist. So, Hugo, who are you? You were saying that, you know, you don't talk behind people's backs and you're pretty authentic with who you are. What does that mean to you? You made that reference as in, are there a lot of people around you or, you know, people that you know who are not authentic, or are you just making a generalization about yourself?
I'm just generalizing. I never want to be someone that highlights any negativity or any flaws in someone else, like, you know, especially publicly.
Right.
So I never.
Oh, I wasn't asking particular names of people. I meant like, was it a reference to stuff that you see?
Well, just like I said, like, you know, my story and the story I tell is about, you know, myself and the people I grew up around. And the type of people I grew up around, my friends, my associates in my neighborhood, the people that I admire, we're all about being real. You know, we're all about being authentic. We don't fabricate. We don't exaggerate anything. We talk about what it is. So that's why I talk about in my music. And like I heard one of my people I look up to, they say when they made music really just to impress their friends.
Right.
And the album that they made turned out to be one of the greatest albums in hip hop.
So my question is, when did you discover that you could rap? Like, were you just like one day singing Any, Mini, Miny, Mo, and it was like, yo, I can do this?
I think I was about 14 when I started writing.
Okay.
And I was about 21 when I said, you know, I'm gonna take this serious. I think I got something here. But I would listen to other people rap that were in the industry.
I want the entertaining story. I want the at 14, you know, like somebody walked in on you in the bathroom rapping in the shower. Like, where's the good stuff?
You want the good stuff?
The good stuff. Come on now, entertain us a little bit.
When I was about 12, me and my cousin B, we were listening to whoever was hot at that time, and we made a tape. You know, we were rapping on it and stuff like that. We didn't know how to rap or even know how to rhyme, so we were just cussing. And somehow my mom and dad found that, so that was the beginning of my rap career. They tried to end it right then and there, but
and then, you know, when parents don't go with something, that's when it becomes
we was real potty mouth on that. It was no talent. There was no talent. We were just cussing.
You know what? And you just
I think I came a long way. Yeah, I definitely got in trouble.
A lot of trouble for
not a lot, but I got in trouble. But that was the beginning there. And this, I was like really 14. Like 14 was the age, of me becoming conscious. As a child growing up, you listen to what your parents put in front of you, what you hear. Like I was 14 when I decided, like, yo, this is what I like. I like hip hop. I like, some of my favorite songs that I still look to today. I was at that age when they came out. So like Nas and Lauryn Hill, If I Ruled the World, Lauryn Hill, Killing Me Softly, LL Cool J, Lounge and Remix. Like, those are some of my favorite songs right there. Yeah, I love Lauryn Hill too. She's someone who's an artist. She's creative.
Right.
Like I say, Jay-Z, Nas, Lil Wayne. Even though Lil Wayne he's real like quirky and somewhat goofy, but he's no one like he's crazy on the mic. Like,
all right. So then that's enough a little bit about the past and things of that nature.
Right.
I'd like to hear about some of the things that you have going on now. So
Right
can you
now.
tell me before we start talking about your current project, tell me about some of the things that you've done in the past, a little, like some of the shows that you've performed, things of that nature.
For anyone who is familiar with me, prior to over the last year or so, when I changed my stage name to Hugo Hurt, which is, a name that I've been going by for years. Everyone knew me as my childhood nickname, Kurt the Hurt. So my first project came out in 2006. It was called The Great Adventures of Kurt the Hurt. And like one thing that I'm really good at is marketing. I'm good at taking pennies and making it look like $100 bills.
Right.
So
I got a couple pennies if you want to.
I got you after this.
Yeah,
okay.
Right.
After this. But with that, like I just went across the city putting posters up everywhere. Myself and my DJ Kenny Cuts, that's my business partner, Kenny Cuts, my favorite DJ. We would throw parties every month and people would come to the parties and dead in the middle of the party we'll start the music and we just start performing. You know what I mean? And because of that and doing that consistent, that's another thing. Consistency is key. As an artist, as anything, consistency is key. We stay consistent and that helped build the fan base to the point where I performed at every school in Buffalo. Not public school, like UB, Damon, Buff State.
Okay.
Hilbert, I performed 2 shows at Hilbert. I had one of my biggest paid shows was at Hilbert.
Okay.
Started to the point where, people requested me to come out of town.
And you're doing all of this on your own. You're not like signed or connected to.
It's all right out the left and right pocket.
Okay, see
right
that's
out the left and right pocket.
Yeah.
So through that right there, like we gained a lot of notoriety. I had did a concert uptown at the Uptown Theater called Buffalo United.
Okay.
And I went and snatched up every artist at that time locally that was popping. Miss Streets, Fab Pro, D Black, rest in peace, Jay Hawks.
So everything you do is pretty much connected. Like you connect with a lot of, that's a major skill because a lot of times people are so selfish and they're out for themselves. They don't really think of how bringing a community together,
Right.
Can help everyone build and prosper.
That's about one being selfish or being not confident. Like I'm confident in myself and what I do.
Right.
I'm confident in my brand and my lyrics, so I'm not afraid to stand next to no one else.
Right. But what I'm saying is pretty much people are mostly out for personal gain.
Right.
They don't think to collaborate. Thank you, with others.
Right.
Right. Anyway, so let's talk a little bit about. Actually, let's finish up. Talking about the Joe Jackson Project.
Right.
That's what we're here for. That's what I want to know.
The Joe
about.
Jackson Project. Well, actually, I'm still trying to find a venue for the Joe Jackson Project.
Okay.
But what it is and what it consists of is going to be myself and 4 other artists. I follow the same format. I snatch up people around me that's talented and motivated. It's myself, Dave B, Dope Boy Q, Vertigo, and Too Easy.
Okay.
There are 2 other new artists coming up. And but all these people are talented in their own right. They have all been, forging their own fan base.
So what's the idea behind the Joe Jackson Project?
Well, anyone who's familiar with Michael Jackson, Jackson 5, or even the movie, Joe Jackson was their father. He was like one of the first real father managers.
Right.
But he was known for being extremely abrasive on them as far as making them perform, making them practice and perform. But through his mentoring and his molding, we got the greatest performer of all times out of that. We got Michael Jackson. So just the idea.
So you all are the Jackson 5.
No, not necessarily Jackson 5.
I thought I had it.
No.
No.
But we're just using his idea of consistency in practicing.
Right.
Because I want the Joe Jackson Project, what it's going to be is going to be a series of shows. It's going to be 6 different shows plus the CD. The songs that we're going to be performing on these shows are going to be on the CD. So it's going to be myself and all these other artists and our top singles that we're going to be putting out. But we plan on really practicing so that when we're on stage performing, it's a flawless performance. And I just want to raise the level of performing in Buffalo as far as artists. Because I go to some people's shows and they're just on stage and they're just rapping and there's really no
I've seen that. I've
Right,
noticed
right.
that. I try to get out there. As
Yeah, I
a
seen you at a show before.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
at a show,
Right.
and I try to get out there and just watch what people are doing. And I will say that I did see talent within your set.
Hmm.
Not that everyone else wasn't talented. It was just more of yours was a performance, not
Right.
just a
Really?
lyrics or
Right,
rap.
right.
It was just it was an actual performance, something to watch. They set the fire alarms off, and there was a fog machine, and it was a lot going on,
It's a lot going
more so
on.
than I had seen that night.
Right, right.
So yeah, that does set you apart.
Right. So and that's what I continue to do with the Joe Jackson project, but take it to another level.
Mhm.
So that's what it is.
So the Joe Jackson Project, not only is it a CD that people can buy, it's
Right.
a series of performances
Mhm.
between you and the other 4 artists that you named.
Yeah,
And
Dope
you're
Boy
going to
Key,
let us know.
AB.
You're going to let us know first.
Right, right.
When you get the venue.
You'll be the first to know.
I'll be the first to know.
Right, right.
Right. Yes. We got to put that on the Advocator.
Mhm.
We get first front row seats and things like that. And you're also going to bring tickets and stuff like that.
Whatever you need.
Whatever we need.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I just want to know: is there anything that we missed? Anything that you want to highlight in these next couple of minutes?
I just want to tell people, Buffalo really isn't a town that's conducive to developing local artists because, we don't have the channels here or the platforms that give local artists a chance to be heard.
Right.
Like, we don't have the radio in our favor.
We have the Advocator.
We have the Advocator.
Plug.
That's a good thing. But so with that being said, I want to make sure that I continue to raise the level of my brand. I wanted to make sure that when people do come see me, when they do see these videos, they see good videos. When they do come to shows, they see good shows. When they do get CDs, they get good quality CDs, so that more people do want to support other local artists. So that's just my main thing, to put the city on, represent. For my team, for my side, but for everything, for Buffalo 716 and more.
Okay, so we are going to have a opportunity to see some other things because that shirt definitely says a lot. Self-employed,
Yeah.
and I know there is a story behind that shirt that we're going to find out in a minute. But please let me know let the people know where they can find you.
You can find me on YouTube, Hugo Hurt, HugoHurt. You can find me on Facebook, Hugo Hurt, Instagram, Hugo Hurt, Twitter, Hugo Hurt. Anyone.
So you can find him at Hugo Hurt. He's Hugo Hurt, the only one I've ever heard of in this town. Okay, so we are going to take a break, and we will be right back with a special opportunity. I am your host, Roxanne Danielle. You are watching The Advocator.
Yeah, I hate the pain, but I can't complain, cause
just so happy to be here.
We done been through the jails and been through hell, but
I'm just so happy to be here.
So we pour it up and we light it up,
I'm
cause
just so happy to be here.
I'm just so happy to be here. I'm just so happy to be here. Yeah, I hate the pain, but I can't complain,
I'm
cause
just so happy to be here.
We done been through the jails and been through hell, but
I'm just so happy to be here.
So we pour it up and we light it up,
I'm
cause
just so happy to be here.
I'm just so happy to be here. I'm just so happy to be here. I've been waiting, just practicing my patience. There's so many things that I want to do. So many ideas.
Welcome back to The Advocator. Before we went on our break, I told you that we would have something very special from our friend Hugo Hurt and his business partner, Ben. So they have this clothing line that they came up with, self-employed. But let's just jump into it and ask Hugo, what is it all about?
Well, actually, the name of our company is Kells & Company.
Okay.
It was named after a friend of ours who himself was self-employed.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, he was called away early in his lifetime, but the short amount of time that he was here, he inspired us, everyone around us, to strive for greater in ourselves, you know what I mean, and strive after our goals and aspirations to be, financially secure and financially stable. So,
So self-employed, what does self-employed mean? For people who wear the shirt, that just means they work for themselves, or?
It could mean both. Actually, the whole idea behind the self-employed is to provoke and inspire the spirit of entrepreneurship in anyone who wears it or sees the shirt.
Okay.
So just because, you can be self-employed and own your own business,
Mm-hmm.
you file your 1099 forms, or you might work a job and work 9 to 5 and make 40, 50, 60 hours a week. At the end of the day, when you get that check, it has your name on it. So
Right.
you're still working for yourself. You're still self-employed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the idea behind these shirts. Both of us, my partner, he's self-employed, we're self-employed. He was actually out of town on a business meeting. He just popped up with the idea, called me, told me about the idea. we brainstormed a little bit more, got the refined version of it, and we went straight into it head first.
Okay. So you have a variety of shirts here. How long have you been doing self-employed? Or Kells and Company, how long have you all had the business?
I'd say about a year and a half.
Okay. And it seems to be really popular. You have an assortment of different things. You have self-employed, you have kids employed, you have the what is that?
Edition,
The Diamond Edition.
We actually have a new shirt that we're doing too. It's called God Employed, doing God's work.
Okay.
You know, for all those who are spiritually based and faith based. We have the God Employed shirts. But we have it for women, men, children,
sweaters, and
hoodies.
you even have sweatsuits, right? Right.
Got sweatsuits, hoodies, everything.
Well, shopping is one of my favorite things to do. So why don't you tell us where they can find the self-employed clothing, you know, if they want to purchase?
You can hit us on our website, kellsandco.com. That's KELLSANDCO.com. You can buy online, or if you're local, you can just give us a call at 716-253-8875. Place your order and we'll bring it right to your door.
Now, I have to... This guy right here, okay? So I have to say, I love my self-employed. This is mine, right?
Yeah.
Because I really like this shirt, and I really like the concept of self-employed and what you all are doing with it. What is your ultimate goal behind this? To turn it into a like big franchise, or do you want to? What do you want to do?
We actually have another line that we're working on building a more.
He just doesn't talk. I just want to put that out there. He's not going to say anything. So he's standing there, and I keep looking his way, and I'm like, oh wait, he's not going to say anything.
He's probably coming up with another $1 million idea.
Probably, you know what? It's always the ones that are quiet that comes up with the, you know, the great thoughts and things of that nature. So, you know, we always got to worry about the ones who talk a lot.
Oh yeah, especially the women.
Anyway, so what do you want to do with self-employed?
I don't know. Cool million would be cool.
Cool million?
Cool million.
How much do I get for wearing it today on my show?
You get
the Advocator, Roxanne Danielle.
You get the shirt and a thank you.
Anyway, so tell us again where you can find. We've had a lot of things going on today. We've seen the self-employed shirts. We heard about the Joe Jackson.
Oh yeah.
Project. Okay, so tell us where we can find you. You all have an Instagram and Facebook as well.
Yeah, you can find.
He talked, but you all didn't hear him because he refused to be mic'd.
He had another good idea though.
Yeah, he did.
You can find us on Instagram at Be Self-Employed, BESELFEMPLOYED. Be Self-Employed. On Facebook, it's Kells and Company, and you can call us at 716-253-8875. Or you can go to kellsandco.com.
Well, we had a lot of fun here today. We learned about self-employed. We learned about the Joe Jackson Project. We learned who Hugo Hurt is as an artist, as well as learned about the Cypher Saturdays that he does. We also learned that he's very entertaining. So thank you for joining us on The Advocator. Have a good night.
Yo, I'm from down the way. Yo, I'm from down the way. Yo, I'm from down the way. Drop pots down the way. If you're looking for a deal, come shop down the way. We get fly down the way. Puff fly down the way. If you ain't trying to live, you could die down the way.